There are still many votes to be counted. There's no official winner in the Democratic primary race for Baltimore mayor. Former Mayor Sheila Dixon is in the lead with more than 30% of the vote, while Brandon Scott, and Mary Miller round out the top three. Attentions are turning to the issues plaguing Tuesday's election. Paul Gessler explains what happened and why it's leading to calls for election officials to step down.
State elections officials pulled results from Baltimore City's election overnight as issues arose with ballots in parts of the city. At a city elections warehouse, the director tells us they are not scanning any ballots Wednesday until the issue is resolved.
Right now, I'm just waiting on guidance from the state.
Results showing up now are from ballots counted up until Saturday and some in-person voting Tuesday, which had people in lines nearly 2 hours long.
People say that that's an example of voter energy. No, it isn't. It's an example of gross incompetence on the part of our state and city election folks.
Initial numbers show Sheila Dixon holding a lead over Brandon Scott in the city's race for mayor. To the Board of Public Works Wednesday, the state elections administrator blamed the short timeline and coordinating a special election back in April.
We had virtually no time to plan for the two elections that were held a month apart, all by mail, and something, frankly, that we had never done before.
But leaders are now calling on the state and city elections directors to resign.
I think it's time for new leadership there, and to be done early, with enough time to correct all of these issues before we get to November's general election.
This is stuff out of banana republics and third world countries and authoritarian countries where the people ultimately lose confidence in their leaders.
I'm not going to add to whoever is calling for me to step down. I'm here to do a job. I plan to be here to continue to do that job.
Governor Hogan Wednesday stopped short of calling for any resignations. Instead, he says he wants a full report of what went wrong within the month in this election. To that point, State Senate President Bill Ferguson said he's called for an in-depth review of this. The State Senate has some oversight over the Board of Elections. Meanwhile, as far as this election, there are multiple days of ballots that still need to be counted here in Baltimore City. I'm Paul Gessler for WJZ.
And of course, WJZ is your election connection. We'll bring you the final results of Maryland's primary when they're available.